New York City Marathon race recap. Here we go, folks. Supposed to do this race in 2020 along with Boston, but we know what happened there. Something about the pandemic, I don't know. But retrained after the summer, also putting 48 pounds on. Went to the Hyannis Half Marathon. I was going to age grade up 55, so that brought my half marathon time up to 1 hour and 35 minutes. So I figured that was doable. That went well, qualified with the 132. So I knew I was definitely going to be in. So leading up to the race, I had an 18-week training block. Didn't go as good as the cheap marathon build-up back in the spring. I had an issue with a calf. I had to take 4 days off. A month and a half before the race in November for New York, I had a IT band hip issue. Turned out I located it in the glute, worked on it, never bothered me during the race, which was amazing. Super excited to head down with my girlfriend Laurie to New York, stay with friends. Got a hotel room the night before the race so I could just do my own thing. Went out, Cabo loaded. Expo was awesome. Tracksmith was awesome. Got a free hat, free bag. Did the shakeout run with I Believe in the Run on Saturday with Kafuzi, Michael Wardian. It was like 550 people. That was amazing. But I knew it was only a 3-mile shakeout and I was sweating my ass off. So that was a good reminder that the marathon was going to be hot and I need to back off. I tried to do that, but you know, we'll get to that. So after the shakeout run, met Chris from YouTube, talked to him for a bit, went back to the hotel, went out to dinner, pasta loaded, got a good night's sleep, woke up, met Deb in the morning at the library to catch the bus. The bus was a piece of cake. People were telling me it was going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours to get it to Staten Island. It was less than an hour. It was amazing. Went through security, got to the location. We were in the green corral, so hung out there for a couple hours. Listened to the Elite start, heard the Star Spangled Banner, and Frank Sinatra singing, the cannons going off, shaking the whole universe. That was amazing. The helicopters flying around, definitely getting psyched up, pumped. Finally got into our location for the corral. The race went off like clockwork. The Verrazano Bridge, it's a mile climb to the peak and then a mile downhill. At mile 2, already sweating, tried to back off. I was gonna go with the 330. I saw a 335 group. I figured I'd sit in the middle of the 335 and the 340 group. When really I should have just pulled it all the way back to 355. But whatever, lessons learned. The crowds were amazing. There was just so much energy. I was high-fiving everybody, having a blast. Running, fitness-wise, I felt amazing. I stopped at every water station and Gatorade. I was pouring water over my head right out of the gate from the first water stop on. because I was just trying to cool my core temperature down. Cruising along for 10 miles, and then at mile 10, my right calf started to seize up, and I'm thinking, oh boy, this is way too early to have issues with cramping. Stopped, stretched it, got moving for a little while, cramped out again, and then it was basically 16 miles of cramping. I knew the time. I wasn't going to worry about the time. I was going to try to have fun, but I was still trying to fight off the cramps. The crowds were just insane. They kept pushing you along. So that was pretty amazing. I was going to get to mile 23 where Laurie, Carol, and David were. Finally got there, put on a smile. They actually got a good picture of me, and you know, I sucked it up, was running. So that gave me a little bit of a boost. Definitely a tough course, hilly. Got into Central Park, that's hilly. It never ends. It's never a flat area on that course. And with the temperatures, yeah, whatever. It was a tough marathon, but it's another one in the books. There was carnage everywhere, people walking a lot in the marathon. And then when you got over the finish line, there was medics helping people everywhere, people puking, people collapsed on the side of the chute. It was crazy. Then you have to walk up a hill to get out of there. The marathon finish line is on 64th Street, and then you have to walk to 77th Street, and you have to walk back to 76th Street to exit, and then I had to walk back up to 77th to meet Laurie, and then walk back up to 89th Street to where we were staying. But yeah, overall, amazing race. The energy was incredible. Just wish I didn't have to deal with all those cramps, because once you deal with that, you know, the race is out the window. I ran the cheap marathon in April, and it was cold. I ran a 3:29, stayed right on pace, no problem. And it was a flatter course, obviously. Less crowds. You didn't have to deal with, you know, watching out for your feet, getting tangled up, all that stuff. You could just run your own pace. But not as fun. But it was, you know, good to get the qualifier for Boston. So other than that, you know, we are finisher, so that's good. We're gonna take a week off. There it is, the claw surf. Gonna take a week off. I'm eating anything and everything I want. I went to the gym tonight to try and flush the legs out. Do a little upper body. Definitely gonna get back into some more cross training at least twice a week. And then the build is gonna start for Boston. So that's pretty much it. If you ever get a chance to run New York, you know, definitely put it on your calendar. It's quite the experience. And I'm sure Boston will be the same. And then I'll be doing Chicago in the fall of 2023. So cheers, later.